Instagram versus YouTube when it comes to monetizing your footage. My name is Damien Cooper and welcome to Monkey Pixel. So we're really active on YouTube as well as Instagram, and when it comes to monetizing your footage online, we definitely have a favorite when it comes to making money off your content on social media. So we're really active on both Instagram as well as YouTube, but we definitely have a big favorite when it comes to making money off your content on social media. I will build up all the reasons why we have a favorite, and then I will reveal the reasons as to why in the end and let you know which is our favorite and why. So being really active on social media obviously is great, but then again, you also have to pay your bills. So finding a way to actually monetize your content that you put out to social media is a big part of the industry nowadays. And if you already racked up the subscriber count or have enough Instagram followers, there is a decent amount of money to be made online. So let's start with the 4 biggest ways to actually monetize. I won't go into all the detail and all the ways to actually monetize your content because there's a lot of different ones out there, but these are the 4 biggest ones, at least for us, to actually monetize and make money off your YouTube videos or your pictures on Instagram. So number 1 is sponsored content. What do I mean by sponsored content? That means that there's an actual brand that pays you to advertise or promote their product on your social media. And that could be any kind of brand. That could be in a sponsored post in your stories on Instagram, or you post a picture with their product advertising and linking to their Instagram page, or you could be sponsored by a brand on YouTube, so you actually declare that you're sponsored by it and you get paid to actually, say something about the brand. So how does it work on Instagram? Usually I feel that on Instagram it's way more authentic when you actually integrate a sponsor into your content. So a sponsored post on Instagram could look like that you're a fashion blogger and people are already there to see what kind of fashion you're wearing and what you recommend. So when there's a brand, like a fashion brand, and they want to pay you to actually wear and expose their clothes, then that's really easy to seamlessly just integrate into your content. So they give you a hoodie and you're wearing this hoodie in this picture and you just link to the brand, you're getting paid for it a couple $100, sometimes even if you're way bigger you get a couple $1,000, and it really is easy to monetize sponsored posts on Instagram. You can also do the same in your stories when you talk about another people's brand, and well, they just pay you to actually advertise their brand. So the same goes for filmmaking. For example, I want to post a camera and let's say I want to talk about small HD, and this is definitely not sponsored by them. So I kind of want to, post a picture of their monitor on my camera, and then I can link to their product and say how great it is and actually even make money off that. So on YouTube, I always found that sponsored content is a little bit harder to integrate because most of the time it's really hard to seamlessly integrate that into your content, because you could make a review for it, but at least we never take money for reviews. We take free products to actually test it, but we really want to give our 100% authentic reviews on all the products, and if we're being paid to actually review something, that is really hard to do. So yes, taking free product is one thing, but getting paid to actually review something, this really can be objective. So what I see a lot by people doing sponsored posts on YouTube, for example, they talk about some kind of gear and then they plug in the sponsor, which sometimes is a website manufacturer, which obviously has something to do with the industry, but it always really stands out as a sponsored post. And there's nothing wrong with that because obviously everybody has to make a living, but it's way harder to actually integrate into your YouTube videos. So this point definitely goes to Instagram on my books. So sponsored posts are way easier, they're more frequent because it's way easier to post pictures frequently. So if you want to make money by sponsored posts, Instagram is the way to go. So next on our list is affiliate marketing, and that is a big one. So what is affiliate marketing? So for example, you signed up with an affiliate program with Amazon, and whenever you post a product with an affiliate link, people click on it and they actually buy something, you get a commission. So you can't really post any links into your captions on Instagram, onto your pictures, so that really limits your options on Instagram. So you can actually do a swipe up option if you have 10,000 or more followers on your Instagram profile in your stories. So that way you can actually direct people onto it. But the downside with that is that it's A, really obvious because it always requires a call to action. And B, stories are only up for 24 hours. So when you want to advertise something, you have to really spam your followers with these advertising links, which might be perceived as not really good. So if you really want to make a lot of money off Amazon links, you really have to spam your followers with these affiliate links, and that might not be perceived very well. So on YouTube, you can just seamlessly put them in the description of all your videos, or when you're reviewing a product, you can just, sneak them in there. And different to Instagram, where basically after 24 hours, your posts are pretty much dead because they don't really gain a lot more traffic. On YouTube, maybe some people search it because they're actually looking for the product and they see a review, and then even months after you uploaded the video, they can still click on that link and get to the affiliate page to actually make you money. So when it comes to affiliate marketing, I think YouTube is the way better tool to actually make money off. Number 3 is selling your own products. And that is pretty much the same as affiliate marketing, but now you're selling your own products instead of somebody else's. So either you have preset packs or lots, or maybe your own merchandise, or whatever product you're trying to sell. It could be an online course. It's pretty much the same as affiliate marketing. And here we do have the same reasons as before, as you can't really put up any links to the product on Instagram into your captions. So there's still the point to be made on YouTube, but there's also another point that I want to point out that I feel, because you have way more longer content, and usually the audience on YouTube has a way higher attention span, it's way easier to connect with your audience, to build a personal relationship and actually interact with your potential customers and follower base, instead of on Instagram, where it's just like they see a picture, they just like, maybe they comment, and then usually they move on to the next one. Whereas if you spend more than 10 minutes with a person, even though it's just online in a video, I feel like the connection you actually build with your viewers is a lot more intense than on Instagram. So if I want to buy something from anyone, and I have seen them countless times talk on the internet and actually maybe see their vlogs, their day-to-day life, I feel like it's easier to sell your stuff to people, because they might actually care more about you as a person, and vice versa with your followers on Instagram, on YouTube, than it is on Instagram. So again, that point goes to YouTube. And now let's talk about the last and also the biggest factor when it comes to monetizing your content on social media, and that is ad revenue. So I'm talking about Google Ads. So whenever there's a video, you see that Google is actually putting ads onto your videos. So, and when I mean this is the biggest factor, I'm definitely not talking about the money, because unless you make millions and millions of views every week on YouTube, the money to be made on ad revenue really is marginal. And when it comes to Instagram, there's no monetizing directly on Instagram whatsoever. They don't have a AdSense marketing system in place, so they don't have anything like that. So why do I now say that the ad revenue is actually the biggest factor when it comes to monetizing on your social media? I'm definitely not talking about the money, because unless you make millions and millions on views, the money you make by ad revenue on YouTube is really marginal and really not that great. But on Instagram, you don't have anything like that. They don't have a system in place that lets you monetize your content by itself. And here's the big difference. Because on YouTube, the more views you have, the more subscribers you get, the more money you can make on ad revenue. But also YouTube can make more money on that. So obviously they benefit of you being a bigger YouTuber, getting more views, etc. So I always feel like they're inclined to actually show your footage to more people and get more views because everybody benefits and everybody makes more money. Whereas on Instagram, the more followers you have, the more likes you get on your pictures, Instagram doesn't benefit from that. A third-party brand might actually benefit from that as well as you do, because you can charge higher rates for advertising their products on your page or even your own products, as I have talked about before, but Instagram doesn't benefit from that. So they might be inclined to actually do the opposite and show your content to less people and really kind of stop your growth, because they want you to actually advertise on Instagram to show your products and your content to more people, because that's how Instagram actually makes money, by their own advertising. So I always feel like when being on YouTube, you kind of work with the platform to grow, whereas on Instagram, you always have to work against the platform. It kind of feels like you have to beat the algorithm because they change stuff, and it always feels like Instagram is this evil institution that doesn't show your content to other people. And on YouTube, I kind of feel like, hey, the more people they show my content to, the more money they make. So I always feel like I'm better off with YouTube because it just feels like a synergy, whereas on Instagram, it always feels like a battle. So to sum it up, the key factors why we think that YouTube is the way better option as a content creator to monetize your footage is A, the connection you have with your viewers, because you can actually talk for longer periods of time, you can actually establish a real connection, and at least for us, even though we have way less subscribers on YouTube than we have followers on Instagram, the engagement rates and the comments are way more specific, and I really like to talk about gear, I like to talk about filmmaking, and in the comment section on YouTube, I actually feel like people care more about our stuff and have the same interests as we do. Whereas on Instagram, we have way more followers, but whenever I post a picture, most of the comments I get are mostly like, oh, great picture, cool stuff, which obviously is nice too, but it doesn't really get me that social interaction that I'm looking for when being on social media. And the second key factor is the monetizing process, because YouTube actually benefits of you having more views and more subscribers, whereas with Instagram it's the exact opposite. So these are the key factors when it comes to monetizing your footage on either YouTube or Instagram. Let me know which platform you like more, and maybe are you even a content creator? Are you an influencer? Do you make money off social media, and which one do you prefer? Let us know in the comment section below. I hope you like that kind of business side of social media. If you want to see more of that in the future, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one.
Just wanna dance, want a simple romance, nothing more, nothing less from you. Just stay a night, then you leave when it's like nothing wrong, it's alright with you.